Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time coming across this channel, my name is Fola and I'm the voice behind Data Solutions Heaven. On this channel, I create content around data analysis, data science, and all things data. So if this is something that interests you, kindly do well to subscribe to the channel. Also click on the notification bell so you'll be notified anytime I post a new video. So in today's video, we'll be looking at how you can get a Power BI service account for free. How interesting is that? So as you all know, Power BI service requires that you have a work email or a school email before you can register for an account, right? This means that you need an email address that is either associated with a company or an educational institution before you can create a Power BI service account. But in that means that you cannot use any email addresses, any Gmail, Hotmail, or other consumer services email addresses to create a Power BI service account, right? But in this video today, I'll be showing you how you can create one, how you can create a Power BI service account using any of these consumer email services, and then you'll have access to Power BI service all for free. And you won't just have access to Power BI service, you have access to Power BI Pro account. And to do that, we'll be creating a Microsoft developer account. So to create a Microsoft developer account, you come onto this page. I'll be dropping the link, the URL in the video description so you can have access to that. So once you come onto this page, you click on join because you want to join the Microsoft Developer Program. And once you click on that, it brings you onto this sign in page. But because we don't have an account yet, we cannot sign in, right? So all you have to do is click on create one. Once you click on that, it brings you here and asks you to enter your email address. Just go ahead and register your normal email address, your Gmail, Hotmail, Outlook email address. So for this, I'll be using my Data Solutions email address to create the account. Okay, once you put your email address, just click on next, and then it asks you to create a password. So I'll go ahead and create one. Okay, so once you create one, okay, let me think of what to use. Okay, that's fine. So once you put in your password, it will ask you to enter some details. So for your country, you go ahead and put your country, right? So I'll go ahead and put United Kingdom. That's where I'm currently at. So once you put in your country, you enter your date of birth. I'll do that behind the screen, and then I'll go ahead and click on next. Now, once you put in your date of birth and click on next, it will send a verification code to your email address. So just go ahead and input the verification code here. So I have gotten one in my email, and I'll be typing that 049356. And then you go ahead and click on next. Okay, so once you click on next, it asks you to solve a puzzle to verify that you are a human and you are not a robot. Just go ahead and click on next. And then the puzzle says, use the arrows to rotate animal to face the direction in the hand. Okay, so this is the direction of the hand and the animal is facing here. Okay, so you go ahead and submit. Right, verification complete. Let's just hold on for it. Great. So once you verify, it will ask you to enter some other details, right? Just go ahead and fill in the details appropriately. So for my country, I'm in the United Kingdom. I'll choose that. And sorry, United Kingdom. For your company, you can use your name as your company, or you go ahead and if you have a company name, just put it. But if you don't have a company name, just use your name. And then your language preference, it's English. For the option here, you go ahead and accept the terms and condition. The other option here is optional if you want to receive periodic emails about any updates, tips, or services. If you want to go ahead and check that, I do not want. So I go ahead and click on next. Okay. So here it's asking you what your primary focus is as a developer. For this purpose, we'll be using it for personal projects, right? So you go ahead and select personal project and you click on next. Now it's asking us what areas of Microsoft 365 development are we interested in. So I am interested in Microsoft Office Teams. You can select as many as you want. I'm interested in Office add-ins. I'm interested in Power Platforms. That's Power Automate, Power Apps. I am interested in Microsoft Identity Platform. Like I said, you can select as many as you want and then click on Save. Okay, so once you come on here, it gives you two options of the sandbox to select from. We'll be going for the configurable sandbox. The reason being that if you go for the configurable sandbox, there's a custom domain that you'll be assigned. So if you go for the configurable sandbox, you'll be able to choose a personalized domain name. However, if you go for the instant sandbox, you'll be assigned a pre-configured domain name which you cannot change. So for this purpose, we go for the configurable sandbox and then you click on next. For the username, I will go ahead and create one. So my username is Fola and I'll go ahead and create a domain for myself. So the domain I will use will be Data Solutions Heaven. You can choose anything that you want. Now you need to take note of this email address. Okay, the domain has been taken. Let me create another one. Data Solutions. So it's checking if the domain exists. The Data Solutions has been taken. So let me use Data Solutions Heaven YouTube or YT for short. Great. So that domain exists. So I have my username, Data Solutions Heaven YT, and then you need to take note of this email address. That's fola at datasolutionsheavenyt dot on microsoft.com. Go ahead and create a password. So for this, I'll be creating a password for myself. And then confirm the password. So once you put in all of that, you go ahead and continue. Now you put in a phone number because it will send a verification code to you. I'll do this behind the screen and I'll click on setup. I'll click on send code. So it sends me the verification code and I'll be right back. So once you have put in your phone number, send the verification code will be sent to you. You put it into the text box that will be displayed, and then you click on setup. Once you click on setup, this is what you have, and congratulations, you have now created yourself a Microsoft 365 developer account. And anytime you need to log on to Power BI, this is the email address that you will need to use. That's the one with your domain. So you need to take note of this. Whatever domain you have created, you need to take note of that, right? And so the next thing now is we will need to go to now before we go on to Power BI to log on. Your for the Microsoft 365 developer account is valid for 92 days, meaning that after 92 days, you no longer have access to it. But what you can do to keep it up and running is to keep it active before every 3 months, at least. Always make sure you use it, keep it active, so that it doesn't expire. Now, to log on to Power BI, you go on to office.com and then you click on sign in. Okay, so it's signing me in as it's signing in me in with my personal email. So like I said, you come to office.com and sign in, but here it signed me in by default uh to my personal Gmail account, but that's not what we want to use. So you click on sign in with a different account, right? So here to sign in, we will use the account, the work email account that we have gotten. That's our Microsoft 365 developer account. And what I've used is Fola at data solutions heaven yt dot on microsoft.com. You need to take note of this because that's what you'll be using to log on to the Microsoft um, 365 Office or the office.com account so that you can have access to all the Office platforms, including Power BI and the Power platforms. Okay, so take note of this email address that it will generate for you. Okay, and then you click on next. We couldn't find an account. So I have put in my Microsoft 365 developer account email here. So you need to take note of that, like I said, and then click on next. Okay, so that will sign me in, and I'll put in my password and click on sign in. Okay, now I do not want to save here. State sign in, yes. Okay, so once you put in your password and you are successfully signed in, if you come on here, let me move this away so we can clearly see it. So if you come on here and click on explore all apps, okay, and then you scroll down, you will see that we have access to Power BI, right? So if you click on that, Power BI, it launches Power BI for you, and then you have access to your Power BI Pro account. So we can see we are live in Power BI service. So if you come on here to where you have the icon, click on here, and then you will see that we have Power BI, our license is Pro. So we have Power BI Pro license. So with this, you can upload your Power BI project onto uh, the Power BI service. I'll show us how to do that in just a moment. Okay. And you can notice also that the email address that we have used to sign on is fola at datasolutionsheavenyt.microsoft.com, which is the work email address we have gotten through the Microsoft 365 developer account. Right. So once you launch Power BI, It brings you to this page, which is the home page. What you'll be mostly working with will be here, workspaces, right? You click on the workspace and then you click on my workspace. So on this current workspace for the account that we've just created, it is blank, right? So meaning that I've not uploaded any project. So the workspace is like a container that houses all your Power BI project where you can easily share it amongst your colleague or with your client. Because with the Power BI desktop, if you share directly from the Power BI desktop, your client will need to download the Power BI desktop software before they can access the project. But if you share from here by generating a link, they can easily access it using any web browser without installing any software. So once you open up, you come onto your project, your Power BI project on your desktop, and then you click on publish. Then it will ask you to sign in. So you'll sign in with the account we have just created. Well, at Data Solutions dot on Microsoft.com. Okay, Data Solutions Heaven YT. Okay, and you click on continue. Okay, let's hold on for it to load up. Okay. Okay, so once it will ask you to also sign, put your password, and then you sign in. Okay, just hold on for it to do what it needs to do, and then once you're successfully signed in, you will see at the top here it will change from sign in and then show your name. So I'm all signed in now. Good. You can see if you check here, my workspace is the default I have, right? So where it will publish to by default is my workspace, right? So it will ask you to select a destination, and by default, like I said, is your workspace. You can create additional workspaces if you need to. So you select the workspace and click on select, and then it will publish my project onto my workspace. Right, success. So I have successfully published onto that. So if you go back here and I refresh, you will see that I have this project, the Udemy course analysis, now on my workspace. Great. So you can see now that we have the project successfully uploaded here. This is the report, and this is the semantic model that is generated for me, also known as the data. So this houses my data set as well, whereby this is just my report. And if you need to share it with your client, just click on the report to open it up. So once it opens up, you can click on go onto file. You can download the file if you need to download it. You can generate a QR code for your client. You can generate an embed code that you can put on a website if you want to put the report on a website or on your portfolio website, for example. You can also download it as a PDF or you save a copy. So basically that's how you upload onto your Power BI service. You can have all your projects here and then generate a code, like I said, put on your portfolio website that you can showcase to potential employers as well. So that's it about this tutorial. I hope you've been able to pick one or two lessons from it. Kindly do well to drop a comment, like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Thank you, and I'll see you in my next video.